It is important to have a smooth transition of power. That's what our democracy is known for. And so it's disappointing that so many days after the election's been called with no real path forward, we still haven't heard a concession from President Trump.
And how worried are you about that, Valerie? I assume you, like me, have lots of friends who probably are still having sleepless nights over this.
I think we end up on January 20th with President Biden and Vice President Harris. The path between here and there might not be very pleasant. It certainly won't be as smooth as it should be.
The road ahead will not be easy, but America is ready. And so are Joe and I.
Friends of faith, God love you all. May God bless America, and may God protect our church. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And I would mention here that I co-chaired President Obama's transition back in 2008. And I can't speak more positively about how helpful President Bush and his entire family were to us. His daughter, Jenna, posted a photo earlier today of her giving a tour of the house to Sasha and Malia. So from the Bush children to Laura Bush to President Bush and his entire administration, their job was to make our job easier coming in. We may not have agreed about policy, but we understood that this wasn't about politics, it was about governance. And President Obama insisted that we do the same when President Trump was elected. And that's part of what we should take great pride in here in our country. And the fact that that's not happening now is troubling, but I would say that I was comforted with what President-elect Biden said earlier this week.
As I said, one president at a time. And he will be president until January 20th.
He's very confident that based on his track record and his experience and the incredible team that he surrounded himself with, Carlos, and having chosen Ron Klain, who I also had a privilege of working with so closely in the White House, that he'll be able to hit the ground running.
What advice would you give? I mean, there's a famous moment of the first President Bush writing a letter to President-elect Bill Clinton and leaving him that note and saying, we're rooting hard for you. And there's that notion of, wisdom being passed from one presidency to another. If you were to whisper into the ear of the 46th Commander-in-Chief, soon to be, what would be the 2 or 3 things that you would tell President-elect Biden?
Well, I probably would start by not being very presumptuous because he was right there too. And the fact that he was a part of the very important part, the President Obama's closest advisor, gives him the ability to walk in the door and, as I said earlier, hit the ground running. I suppose I would say to him, just remember that you waited your whole life for this moment. You are as prepared as anyone has ever been to set foot in that Oval Office. And I know that he will hold close to his heart the American people, that they will drive his every decision. And fortunately, he's had enough experience to kind of brush off the nonsense of the 24-hour news cycle and focus on us, the American people. And I know that that's what he will do. And that's probably the best advice I could give, not just him, but any president, that just wake up in the morning remembering what a privilege it is to serve, even on the hardest days, and that he is ready for this moment.
Hey, tune into the Carlos Watson Show. It's like no other. You're going to enjoy it every weekday on YouTube.